Well, today I'm going to give just a quick interest rate update. This is Friday, June 12th, and a lot has happened over the last couple weeks since I've done my last interest rate update. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll bring up the Freddie Mac interest rate chart so we can go through this together. Okay, so this here, of course, is a blue bar here is the 30-year fixed. The green bar here is the 15-year fixed. As I scroll across here, you can see they adjust week over week. And we have essentially a one-year cycle across the bottom. Interest rates are along the side here. So just a quick summary here. So earlier in the year, we were up over 6.75%. We were actually up over 7% a couple months prior to that. And over the course of the last year here or so, we've had a progression of improving interest rates. We got to the point where we were right here in around February, end of February, which we hit the lowest point that we've seen in a number of years. 30-year fix was at 5.98%, and then the 15-year fix was 5.44%. So when you're selling your home, as interest rates continue to improve, you can think of this like having a tailwind. Things get better, more and more buyers come into the marketplace. We get more and more inquiries on our properties, and just overall the market improves as affordability gets easier. A lot of good news just spurs on good activity. Then, as I mentioned, on around the end of February, there's concerns about what's happening in the Middle East and inflation concerns and all that. And so we went from being at 5.98% to jumping to 6.5%, literally within a few weeks. And this, when you see this kind of progression, then this is like having a headwind. So things tend to slow down. Inquiries on our properties tend to slow down, and there's still people transacting, but at the same time, you just don't have that same kind of momentum. And as we've progressed through this process, there's been some volatility here, as you can imagine. And then we've seen this progression where we are today, where the 30-year fixed is just over 6.5%. And the 15-year fixed is at 5.84%. Interest rates obviously aren't horrible, but at the same time, they're certainly not 5.98% where we were in February. Other thing I'm going to show you here, just for fun, is this chart has a 3-year, 5-year, 10-year, and I'm just going to take you back here so you can kind of get a sense of historically where we've been here. This was October of 2023. You can see that interest rates for 30-year fixed were almost 8%, and 15-year fixed was at just over 7%. And then we've had these cycles of up and down volatility. This was September of 2024. Interest rates were, 30-year fixed was at 6%, and 15-year fixed was at 5.15. So it's interesting to see that even where we are today at 6.5%, if you look back in time over the last 3 years, and then if I click on this for the last 5 years, you can see that there's been obviously some up and down since then, but this has been pretty normal since on or around 2022. Okay, it wasn't, if we go back even further than back in just past COVID, where things were down in the 2% range here. Obviously, historical low rates that were taking place then. So it's good to know historically here over the course of the last, say, 4 years or so, where we're at today at 6.5% is obviously not horrible. Okay. So anyways, we'll continue to monitor the situation, continue to keep you updated. Hopefully with things settling down in the Middle East, we hope that the interest rates will improve and we'll get back to this cycle that we were on prior to that happening, where things were progressing nicely and improving nicely. If you have any questions about interest rates, the marketplace, or just in general, the sale process, feel free to reach me anytime. Cell phone's 206-949-3793. We'll talk to you soon.